Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together we are the Office Blokes.
Yep.
It's a true factual statement. We like to watch videos on the internet, and we hope people watch videos on the internet.
This says some viewers might find upsetting.
Oh, right, okay.
That's at the beginning of all of our videos. It says some viewers may find this upsetting.
Is that sight of us?
Yeah, it is. No, this just popped up in the feed. I was kind of queuing up a few videos, and this came up, and I thought that's something that I'd watch anyway.
Yeah.
It sounded interesting, and especially with a warning like that at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Ukrainian soldiers storm Russian trench in terrifying video of assault on Wagner in Bakhmut.
Yeah, it's ramping up a bit, isn't it, over there at the moment?
Yeah, and it's
turning up the heat a little bit.
It's weird because it's not massively in the news cycle anymore, is it? The Ukraine
not
war?
as much.
It's moved on to other things now.
Yeah,
but it's still a ferocious war.
Yeah,
it's non-stop.
Yeah, I mean, still love that story of the Ukrainian refugee that came over and moved to Ril. Moved back to Ukraine because Ril was so grim.
It
couldn't make it up.
It is
proper grim.
It couldn't make it up.
It really is. Anyway, let's do it. This is Ukrainian soldiers storm Russian trench in terrifying video of assault on Wagner in Bakhmut.
Я підозрюю, що ще один живий підер тут, бо одного я забаранив, який повзав, другий.
Мороз я крию.
Нижче.
Пустой. Маленький, що ти?
Даєш? Побачив
Даю.
напрямок.
Давай. Вниз.
Do you think they're just behind that tree line?
Looks like
do you think they're that close?
Yeah.
Well, they're throwing grenades over, so they must be pretty close. Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't imagine having to go through this, having to deal with this.
It's rough.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man,
Yeah.
You think you've got a bad day when you're sat in traffic, you know.
I know,
you got
but
this.
something like this.
Yeah.
It's just a world away.
Whenever I talk to people and we discuss what modern wars would be like, you know, when people say it'd be drones versus drones and things like that, I'm a believer it'll always be like this. The technology will change, but there's always going to have to be boots on the ground, and there's always going to be soldiers versus soldiers.
Maybe, but in these countries, like you see what hardware they've got, and it's shit.
Yeah,
and then if you engage in a war with, say, the USA, it will be different.
But a lot
very different. We're none of this. I
think drones will be used more, but I still think it'd be like say boots on the ground as well.
A lot of the good hardware will get taken out by other good hardware on both sides, and people are probably cheaper significantly than drones that are getting blown up and missiles and things like that. That's why I think it'll always be like this.
There will be boots. I don't think it'd be this.
It's proper visceral, isn't it? It's like really just
it's old fashioned, isn't it? And I think there's just so much advancement now in warfare that this is two second division teams.
It's more localized, isn't it? I think if it was a bigger, wider area, I think you'd see more planes and bigger equipment, bigger artillery and stuff like that.
I think it was all like you say, grander scale on a more developed country. I would say, other than Ukraine. I think this will be over by now anyway if it was the USA.
Yeah,
true.
Be done.
True. There's loads of stories coming out of US special forces and British special forces in Ukraine, isn't there?
Yeah.
I heard one the other day where there was an actual list of I think Britain have the most special forces soldiers in the Ukraine at the moment.
Yeah.
Something like 14.
Well, with the training on them, they need their soldiers probably need the two lightweights to sort of take on someone like Russia. And Russia are too clumsy to sort of get it finished and get it done.
Yeah.
That's the way it seems to me anyway.
A lot of it is in the training as well, isn't it? They've got the personnel, they've got they've got the guys with the balls to do it.
Yeah.
But the training is a huge part of it, isn't it? And that's where maybe the US and UK come in because they've got the more expertise on the top training.
Граната!
Завязывай. Мороз.
Давай. Мороз, давай я.
Пошел.
Иду! Сюда, бежу!
It's like something out of World War II movie, isn't it?
Yeah, terrifying.
Jeez.
Is that a drone?
Become, it sounds like it.
Что, Либер, я ебашу? Може. Оставить на лучшее время. Є гранати. Нам дрончик показує, де він.
Хороший. Все, давим підарів, давай, 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 підарати, давай, блядь.
She'll be keen on this guy shooting that right
I know,
behind me
yeah,
on his
it's
shoulder like that. It's a bit close, isn't it?
There's a lot of
making me
trust.
palm sweater watching
I know,
this.
yeah. Well nervous
Yeah.
with this car.
I'm thinking a little bit close
Wow,
there.
yeah.
The whole thing is just so sort of visceral and real, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
I don't know how long it's been going on for. It's been over a year, hasn't it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, well over.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, what's the end? What is the end of it? But you know, the Ukrainians allow a land grab, and then Russians will do it again in another couple of years. But if they don't, to a degree, then it'll probably just go on forever, or
Yeah,
it'll go
could
on
do.
for years and years. Yeah,
How long were they in Chechnya?
I'm not sure.
A long time, wasn't
Long
it?
time, yeah,
But-
it was.
Haven't they officially been at war with the Ukraine for years now, anyway? Or wasn't there one leading up to this or something?
No, I don't think so. They might have been like
Was there
arguing.
trouble in Crimea or something? Wasn't
Yeah, they had the issue down in they took over Crimea.
The annexation
didn't they?
of-
the
Yeah.
annexation, yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you know, you kind of hear about these things on the news and stuff like that, but when you actually see the footage,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
sort of it's sad.
It's tough
isn't
for
it?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Хуеплёный, сука. Мирончик, работа. Работа, Мирон. Тут надо забрать батарейку. Воги, есть воги? Дайте вог.
Everyone's got GoPros, haven't they, on the helmets?
Yeah.
Вог дать? Да, подожди. Мирон, подожди, пригнись, Мирон. Пидорасы, ебаные. Давай, блядь, кидай вок, сука. Кидай. Ебой. Бля, погоди, сука. Давай. Мирон! Пригнись, Мирон!
If you head out the way, we'll just shoot you.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
This guy's buzzing off it.
He is a bit, isn't he? Yeah.
Did he say, yeah, boy?
We did, yeah, when he caught it. It's mad, isn't it? Because I've heard like soldiers talk about humour in the battlefield and how you need to laugh at things because you need to desensitise yourself to what you're seeing. And you can kind of see like the camaraderie and, you know,
You're putting your life in their hands as well, aren't you?
Well, sure.
A lot of trust that goes on.
could be your last
Massive
moment.
amount.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're just going to be petrified and not do anything, it probably will be.
Yeah.
It's hard to comprehend as a civilian. Though.
When I'm watching them here, you're seeing all the guys in trenches, and one odd guy's just sort of like sat up on the side.
I know, you think
Like,
it looks like a sitting duck there, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I thought.
Yeah, bizarre.
Блять, Мирон, сука, ходит быстро, пизда. Мирон, пригнись! Выход! РПГ, бежит, куда работает? Посадки РПГ работала!
Wow, he must have seen someone then.
Yeah, that's what, I think that's what
Я
it was.
думаю, накрыл, хуй знает. Наших вогов накидывай! Дайте вог, блядь. Далеко кинул. Ебать, четко вогами вбирал. Пизда, я тебя базарит. Дай трубу. Чуть растянуться надо воками, чуть-чуть. Чтоб сюда, если... Вот так где-то, да. Чуть-чуть растяни здесь, подожди, чуть-чуть. Пацаны, на то, что долго нельзя стоять на одном месте. Минус нету.
Ему дай. Кость. Ага. На.
Есть. Сука.
Тихо, братух. Что, пацаны, откатываем?
Трубы забрали? Да приди. Откатываем.
Забрали. Прокатываем.
Кроешь? Ушел. Тут еще перед тобой есть?
Держим.
Держу.
Растянись вперед.
Вперед растягиваемся.
Вперед растягиваем.
Вперед под чуть прорастянись.
I thought he stepped over a body.
Yeah.
It's rough, isn't it?
Big time.
Yeah.
It's so much like watching a real life version of the movies we all grew up watching.
Yeah.
And to see,
Go on, sorry.
just to see people going through it in real life is deep.
You think nowadays there'd be a resolution around the table? Don't know, just having all this shit going on.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Surely Russia have seen by now it ain't working,
Yeah.
and they need to get out. Sort of like take some of the southern states, which I think some of them were pro-Russian anyway, weren't they? So they'd have to come to some sort of compromise eventually. You know, stop the killing and you know get the heads together and sort it out. But easier said than done, I suppose, isn't it? No one wants to see or look like they're sort of like the loser, I suppose, do they? So,
I think there's more to it than that as well. It's a lot of
Yeah, of course
corruption
there
and
will. Yeah,
jockeying.
I bet.
You know, imagine if the whole world was separated into little districts and everyone voted who they wanted to be associated with. The whole world map would just morph and it'd be completely different.
Yeah, of course.
Like there's lots of interests that people want their thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it? It really is, because obviously Ukraine, they'll want to put Russia back in the place, won't they? Because they're the one that started it. They invaded
Where does
them.
it stop? But where does it stop though? If they do take
Where does it
over,
stop?
if they do
Yeah.
take over Ukraine, then is it like Moldova next or whatever, and
Is
Finland?
is
and
it
Yeah.
Turkey that's on
Turkey.
the other side?
Well, Russia surrounds everything, doesn't it? Pretty much
Yeah.
throughout the European and what's it? But then you've got all the old Russian states,
Yeah.
Soviet states.
I think that's one of the Russians' arguments for the war, though, isn't it? That if the Ukraine were to join NATO, then NATO
Russia
would be
surrounded,
on the border
yeah.
and Russia is
Well,
surrounded.
Finland have just
Yeah.
signed
Finland have signed up, haven't they?
and Sweden as well.
Yeah.
That's probably off the back of this
Yeah.
conflict.
Oh, it is.
I'd
Yeah,
imagine.
massively.
It is.
Of course
It
it
is.
is, yeah.
So NATO has grown because of it.
Yeah,
I suppose Russia want a buffer zone between NATO and themselves.
That's what they're looking
That's
at,
what
which
they're
is
looking
why
for, yeah.
they'll be looking at border with Ukraine, and they'll be looking at trying to sort of like
yeah.
take some of the land.
But a buffer
there,
zone
but
isn't
yes.
we're going to invade and try and take it, because then there is no buffer zone,
No.
because then that's Russia as well.
it's become Russia.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
У меня ХПшки заклинило. Пройди сюда.
Иду.
Что там?
А?
Что там?
Что делаем?
Крым.
Кроем.
Чтоб не подошли. Только не убейте меня.
Чтоб не подошли. Аккуратно, секс впереди работает. Справа в окопе секс, аккуратно, внимательно.
Да, братан. Ебать, он вонючий, сука. Готов?
Готово? Отходим?
Отходим.
Секс, выходи, держу. Секс, выходи. Секс, отход. Где секс, блядь? Секс. Давай, держу тебя. Давай, иди, не с этой, я стреляю, иди. Давай.
Накинем.
Не могу, заклинаю ХПшка, братанчик. Петушар. Да, отход. Отходим? Пока держим тут, секс. Держим тут. Вверх надо крыть. Мы кроем с тобой здесь.
Я свободен.
ХПшка клинула. Дать того.
Давай, закидай.
Есть.
Давай.
Даю. Есть.
Есть! Крайнюю давай. Плюс!
Not sure about staring right down the barrel like that neither.
I know, yeah.
I wonder if that guy on the floor dead was a Russian Wagner.
I think so. That's
guess
the
so,
gist
yeah,
I got, because
yeah.
they've stormed this trench and
Yeah.
they're trying to go further.
Yeah.
Хуй знает, правильно.
Хуй?
Клинчик?
Да.
Все, отходим?
Нет.
Все. Отход. Секс, отход. Секс, отход. Кроет.
Wow.
Had that.
It's sad.
It's the first time I've seen anything from live footage from the war.
Yeah, same
I
here.
tried to swerve it, anything about it.
Yeah. I used to see, when I used to go on TikTok at the beginning of it, TikTok had a policy that was anti-guns and stuff like that, but they allowed all the Ukraine footage, and there was some rough stuff on there that I used to see. My bro was telling me he went down a rabbit hole of watching the footage, but not on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
It gets posted like unedited to loads of other websites. And he just said he just had to stop.
Yeah.
Like, because you watch a bit of a video and it's engrossing, and you watch a bit, go down a rabbit hole, and he said it was like traumatizing. Some
Yeah,
of the
then
stuff
when,
he'd
when it
seen.
first kicked off, there was a lot of footage sort of like doing the rounds, weren't they?
Yeah,
So I think I just tried to swerve it, mate.
it's not nice to see.
It's
Is
not,
it?
no.
Not at all, no. There's nothing glamorous about it or anything war or anything, is it? It's
No.
absolutely terrible.
No, it's not like you say. It's for me now. It's one of them where you just something needs to break. Or like sit down with someone or get Putin out one way or another.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sort it out.
Yeah, get the big boys involved now to sort of like overthrow everyone and just say right, enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Nuclear power, nuclear superpower that you're fighting against, though. So it's, what do you do?
Well, that's the thing, yeah. The only way to get them to the table is maybe get China involved, isn't it? And get China to give them a bit of a nudge, something like that.
I have heard that China aren't particularly impressed with it and the way it's going,
don't
because
think
it's
they-
affecting their economy
Yeah,
as
I
well.
mean, they're obviously, friends with Russia, but I mean, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think they're particularly enamoured with it at all, are they?
No,
Because
no.
it's just
Not while they're trying to take over the world.
Well, yeah.
But they're trying to do it in a clever way, aren't they, China?
Yeah,
They're not trying to do it brute force.
They're spraying all your property up and...
Yeah.
But
sprinkling the seeds all around the world.
Absolutely, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing to see. And
Yeah,
it's sad that in this day and age, that's what's going on. And that's, people have probably got kids at home waiting for them and stuff that are shooting each other for the sake of 10 yards worth of dirt, and then you go that way, and we go that way. And
in the end, it'd be like, was it worth it?
Well, it's like, you look at World War One and the amount of... it's called, some people call it the pointless war, don't they? Because it didn't achieve anything. And people were just dying to take 100 yards, that trench, then you retreat, and then that, and like nothing's achieved by the end of it.
Some of the shit's going down in Sudan now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not heard much about that either, other than the evacuation attempts of British nationals and stuff.
But once then you've got all the surrounding countries, haven't you, that's going to get involved. So that'd be free for all.
That won't be good either, will it?
No.
So
I don't think we've seen the last conflict that's going to kick off in the next 10 years.
It just goes on forever, doesn't it? Yeah. Somewhere in the world, which is a bit of a shame, but
yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.